Dude, have you ever spent $50,000 on like mailers, PPC, PPL?
Wait, why do you know that?
Dude, I know you, bro. What are you talking about?
Bro, that was such a season of spending so much money every month. Yeah, but I'm guilty of this. Yes.
Right.
Why are you bringing? I don't want to think about that anymore. Why are you bringing that up? Man?
Yeah. I'm saying that because like as a used to wholesaler, right? You were spending a ton of money every month on marketing, trying to find these deals.
Right.
And for how big of a spread? Like what, $10,000 to $15,000 a pop, roughly?
Average was $17,500. Okay.
That's pretty good. Okay, my bad.
Some years, other years they weren't. But go ahead.
Since we switched over to curative investing, today I actually want to walk through with you exactly how you reduce your marketing spend to zero. And got bigger spreads through the tax delinquency property list from these different counties, right? So whether you're wholesaling, fixing, flipping, or just starting your real estate investing journey, actually, Robert and I are going to talk about how you can get these amazing big spread deals for zero marketing spend, right?
Let's do it.
So real quick, guys, my name is Philip. I'm with my buddy Rob.
What up?
We're from Curative Investor, and we've done wholesaling, fixing and flipping, all the things. And over the last year, we made $2 million in revenue just doing curative investing alone. Please stick around. So we'll basically jump into how you can get your marketing costs to zero.
And get your first curative deal, what, in 90 days?
90 days.
All right, let's do it.
So how do you get the list, Rob? How do you actually go to the county and get the list?
I just call the county.
You call them?
Yeah,
pick up the phone, you call?
I just call them.
Can you email them?
You can email them.
Okay.
You can email or call them.
Where do I go? Do I just go to the county site? Like, do I go to like harriscounty.com, tax assessor, like Google it, right?
Yeah.
And then I just go ahead and get the...
And just call them.
Just call them?
Just try it, bro. Just call them.
All right.
That's it. I mean, it's really that simple.
Yeah.
Don't overthink it. You reach out to them, email, call, ask for the most delinquent tax roll.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, so after I get this list from the county, what do I do with the list now? How do I find these curative deals, these leads?
We're not gonna tell them that.
Oh, okay.
Because no, I'm kidding. We're gonna give it all away. So it depends on what your risk tolerance is, how much money you got in the bank to capitalize these deals, how much you need to make each deal, what spread, you know, what kind of, you want 50K deal? You want 100K deal? You want $1 million? What do you want? And so based on that, you filter the list. We pick a tax assessed value roughly times 70% because Texas has crazy assessed values. So we're trying to find what the value is if we just slapped it on the market in super basic as is condition. We call it the as-is value.
The AIV, right?
The AIV, so we take 0.7 times the tax assessed value, and then we subtract the tax balance. That's got to be at least 100K.
Okay, so the equity has to be at least 100K, 6 figures. Why 6 figures?
Well, because when we start paying heirs out, you know, and when we start curing the process, if we have legal fees, etc., we want to make at least 75K deal. That's how it shakes out.
So that's one way we filter it down, right? The second way is having a particular tax balance that is owed on the property.
Correct.
We typically look at $10,000 or more. So anything below that, we just remove. And then we also, go ahead.
Multi-year delinquency?
Multi-year delinquency. So 2 years or more. So if there's, 2026 and 2025 and then 2024, that's a good little range there, or even older. And then we look at the ownership of it.
Right.
Is it the individual or is it a business?
Correct. I mean, we remove businesses and trusts. Well, we'll talk about businesses and trusts later. But for the most part, when we're starting out, we took all that away. And we just worked with individual owners.
Individual owners. And then what's a good distinguishing word for like deceased? For in that ownership?
That list, like estate of.
Estate of, okay.
Heirs of.
Heirs of.
Et al.
Et al. So ETAL.
ETAL. So those are like, that's the low-hanging fruit though.
Yeah, low-hanging fruit, guys.
But then like, just because it doesn't have that.
Right.
Because we do look for deceased owners. But just because it doesn't have that doesn't mean they're not dead.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
The county might not have updated the records, right?
Right. And that's a clear sign of potential death. But estate of is definitely, I would say 99% pretty clear on death.
Yeah, pretty much.
So we filter that list down to those criteria. Is there anything else I'm missing besides that?
I mean, it depends how nerdy you want to get, but I mean, you can also filter it for vacant properties.
Yeah.
You can also filter for the amount of distress in the Google Street View.
Right.
You can filter for absentee owners.
Yeah.
So that's another way you can filter it. But I mean, like, yeah, we can get super nerdy on this, but just to start off, we use this term called like the ideal fact pattern, right? And the ideal fact pattern typically always starts with multi-year tax delinquency that's above $10,000, there's death, and the AIV minus the tax balance is at least 100K. Those 4 things.
Those 4 things?
Yeah.
Okay. So once you get that list, once you filter it down, is there any red flags that I should be aware of, or even like the viewer should be aware of?
Like red flags like preventing you from pursuing a deal?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's just various ways that you can analyze risk on that, because all this has risk, but you want to find solvable risk. So if you're in a tax sale, you have a limited amount of time before that property is going to auction. So if you start getting your foot in the door and start trying to solve the problem, but then you have 2 weeks before it goes to auction, that's a potential flag you should watch.
Okay.
Depending on how complex the deal is, how many heirs there are, what the spread is, how easy those heirs will cooperate with you. These are all potential risks that you have taken into consideration. Or in Texas specifically, before it even goes to tax sale, there's a tax lawsuit process. And how that process is typically finalized is when the judge orders the sale and they render the judgment that this property is now headed to the sale.
Right.
That's also a potential red flag, because one other way that you can monetize deals is if you are actually listed as one of the defendants.
So you put yourself as part of the case of being sued by the county.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so if for some reason you can't clear or cure the deal in time, hopefully, cross your fingers, the bidding at that auction goes up high, you can sit back and collect excess proceeds.
So you could potentially still make money even though you can't personally monetize it on the MLS.
Yeah, or get 100%.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's one thing. So like depending on where the file is in that spectrum of delinquency, suit, and sale, those are potential red flags, depending on your risk tolerance.
I see.
Another big one is just how many heirs are involved. You could have a 100K deal with 100 heirs, 10 heirs, or 1 heir.
Dude, that's like a crazy deal.
No, I've seen deals. There was way more than 100K in the spread, but still, it's just not worth.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe if there was $100 million.
Yeah, $100 million is different. So you would draw the line, like basically walk me through what is the amount of heirs that you would want to actually target for the 100K equity.
We've basically created our baseline to be anywhere between 1 and 5.
1 to 5 heirs?
Yeah.
Okay.
If there's 1 and 5 heirs with a 100K spread, this is after we pay everyone out.
Oh, okay, so it has to be more than 100K of equity.
Exactly.
So like maybe like 150K roughly?
Yeah.
Okay, for 5 heirs, for like 10K each, right? And then that's obviously subject to, if you're watching, whatever your risk tolerance is, whatever you want to make, just that's kind of our, process. So the recap here, guys, we talked about how you can find your own curative investing deals from the county. You just basically pick up the phone and give them a call or just send them an email, right? And then we go over how we personally filtered that list down to our preferences. Now, these are, again, our preferences. You can take what we are telling you and make it your own, right? And then we went over a couple of red flags that you guys should be aware of. We are investing in Texas, so our process is gonna be a little bit different from your county, your state. So make sure you do your own due diligence. And if you guys have deals that you guys don't know what to do or how to solve them, we also have a JV program. So make sure you reach out to us. The link is in the description below. With all that being said, we also do host free trainings. The link is in the description, so make sure you guys check that out. And
pretty cool.
Anything else to add?
Down there somewhere.
Down below. Anything else to add, Rob?
Follow, like, share, do the thing.
All the things, man.
Let us know what kind of content you want to see. We'll make good on that.
See you guys in the next one.